Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Spiritual Growth Forum. I am your host, as always, Cherise, and I am here with Roselito. Hi, Roselito.
Hello.
Roselito is a neurolinguistic programming trainer and speaker who's dedicated to empowering individuals through transformative emotional and spiritual practices. With a rich background in IT and youth leadership training, he brings a unique blend of technical expertise and deep understanding of human behavior to his workshops and seminars. Recently, Roselito has focused on empowering Christian men and women by reshaping their beliefs and unlocking their mindsets of abundance and self-worth, applying his skills in NLP to facilitate personal growth and emotional healing. His work extends to diverse audiences, including women's groups, such as this, where he addresses the importance of spiritual, emotional, and empowerment and freedom. A lover of music, Roselito enjoys playing the piano, bandurria, and various string instruments. He also sings as a tenor in his church choir and participates in the National Religious Education Congress Choir, embodying his commitment to faith and community through music. Love music too. I was also in a bunch of choirs as a younger person. Not anymore. My voice doesn't do it anymore, but back then. This artistic passion complements his technical and training skills, adding depth to his holistic approach to wellness and self-improvement. Roselito also holds an amateur radio extra license, interesting, and illustrating his wide-ranging interests and lifelong commitment to learning and exploration. Twins over here. He is passionate about building connections and fostering a community spirit through his engagements, ensuring that his sessions are not only informative, but also supportive and uplifting. And welcome, Roselito.
Thank you, Cherise. Thank you.
I'm so glad you said yes to this. Oh, gosh.
It was quite uncomfortable, but here I am.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about you and about your program, the thing that you're doing here.
Well,
I think this is fascinating.
I am a trainer of hypnotherapy, so I have started training students with hypnosis, how to do hypnosis, how to put people in trance and do therapy on that. and as well, I do a program called Advanced Conversational Hypnosis, a hypnotic state where you just do conversation without inductions. So different type of. So I'm excited, touching people's lives, one life at a time.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Cool. So what are we going to talk about today? What do you got going on?
So I am gonna talk about the empowered spiritual woman, right? How our emotions, our current emotions, affect the way we show up in the world.
I love
and how to kind of like, there's a lot of things that we can do, but I would like to offer a few things that we can do today that would hopefully help other people resolve their how they show up in the world.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about how we should be showing up in the world. I mean, I know we're saying women, but it's kind of gender neutral, right? Like,
Yes.
This is the same information, whether you're a man or a woman. And I know men in this group, I do see you, I promise. We just had a lot of ladies that jumped right in here. So there was a lot of women heavy stuff, but there are quite a few men in here. So let's talk about this from kind of like a non-gender side. What does that look like to you to show up in the world more authentically, more you?
There are some options when you talk about certain situations that would kind of like trigger you, don't it? Like someone unconsciously just reminds you of an event, and suddenly you're there, and tears well up. or maybe it's the anger or the fear. And when that's not cleared, some unwanted emotions will just show up, things that you
Yep,
don't have control over. So,
absolutely.
so the thing is, for us to basically identify those and eliminate. There are different ways of eliminating them, and sometimes it would need something like a one-on-one session. It could be content free, or you know, there's some privacy issues there, especially in a group setting like this, and you don't want them to be spilling their private stuff over the web.
Well, some of us have no filter. Hi. But yeah, a lot of us are a little more reserved than that, right? So
Yeah.
I see you. I get it.
And I thank you for giving me the opportunity and holding that space for us, and being able to kind of like discover us, who we are. We are all beings of light, and we do kind of like, we're very transparent, and all those beliefs that our parents and our environment has given us, think of it as an egg, like a chicken egg. We are in that luminous shell. We can see everything outside, and suddenly you can do that, don't say that, and it creates that whole opaque shell behind, around us, and we couldn't see our, uh, what it is. And I thought about spirituality when, in this form, right? What is spirituality really? It's kind of like, and I would like to compare it to spirituality, like a moon, right? And we have all these satellites, if you will, trying to capture pictures of the moon, and yet you would have this perfect picture of a ray, but it's only a ray. It doesn't capture the whole moon. So it could be a religion, or practice a mindfulness exercise. So it's something that encompasses one faith or belief.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Um, so when it comes to that, what's your biggest takeaway when it comes to the idea that we're all part of that light, that we're all a piece? Like what would be the one thing that you would say, like, this is the one thing you guys must know about this?
Um, it's actually, we tend to have that notion to control everything, don't we?
Mm, absolutely.
And to be able to be okay with that and just let it go, and it's fine. There's a phrase in the Bible that's always been repeated, and so it came to pass. what
Yes.
Whatever it is that you're dealing right now, it will pass.
Yes, sometimes like a kidney stone, but it always passes, doesn't it? May not be
Anyway,
comfortable in the moment, but boy, it's a relief when it's done.
yeah, and that's the thing, right? And we have to be careful with language, because our thoughts become
Our
the
reality.
reality, our own
Yeah.
reality. Have you ever had that friend that would say, "Oh my gosh, you are a pain in my what wherever," and they would point it to the body, and suddenly they would have pain, physical pain in that, and it's tied to a person, tied to a feeling, and you know. So, if I may, I would like to start it. Um, the whole presentation, right?
Perfect.
I
Awesome.
thank you.
Yeah.
So good afternoon, everyone.
So
Okay.
I will disappear,
Sure.
and I will leave you to
Oh,
it. Yes,
I hope you're there in I know
I'll be
that you're there
listening
in
for
spirit.
sure. Yes, yeah, I'll be here. Okay.
So as we embark in the today's session titled The Empowered Spiritual Woman, I want to thank you for allowing me this opportunity as I share that not only as a professional in NLP, but also from my personal life as a brother, a son, a father, and a grandfather. I am a brother to two wonderful sisters, a father to a wonderful daughter, a grandfather to two amazing granddaughters. Each of these roles have deeply influenced my understanding the unique challenges and triumphs that women experience. My journey alongside these strong women has been one of constant learning and admiration. They have taught me about resilience, the multifaceted nature of empowerment, the importance of creating supportive environments that foster growth and self realization. This has shaped my approach in both personal and professional realms, reinforcing my commitment to advocating women's empowerment. So today, I am here not to speak for women, but to support and uplift you, sharing the tools and insights from self hypnosis that can help dismantle emotional barriers. My perspective is one of solidarity and advocacy, aiming to contribute possibly to the empowerment journey from the learnings that I've gained over the years. However, I'm also here to listen and learn from your experiences, hoping that together we can forge a path towards deeper understanding and transformative growth. This is a safe space for all the voices, so I encourage you to engage openly and respectfully as we embark on this journey together. And thank you once again for welcoming me into this space. Let's explore together as I show you some slides on how self hypnosis can unlock a future filled with greater peace, empowerment, and spiritual fulfillment. So, so we're gonna talk about the formula for success, the importance of focus, the communication model, perception is projection, neurotransmitters, and neurological connections, and responsibility for change. So the formula for success, and this was covered a little bit on the previous talk, which is one of the universal laws of cause and effect, right? What are we really? Which side are we on, really? Right? Are you on the sides of results, or are you on the side of cause? Do you find yourself saying that because of him or because of that person, he makes me blank 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 blank, whatever that is. So the importance of focus really is you get what you focus on. So focus on what you want. And this guy Henry Ford, those the creator of those transportation cars, Ford, he said, whether or not you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And Michael Caine says that I have a policy: I never listen to anyone explain why they can't do something. And he added that it was because he didn't want to be convinced by it. So we need to be in charge of the focus and our results. Now, why is the communication model important, right? So we're gonna go into the communication model. We are bombarded with a lot of inputs coming out from. We have five senses. We have the visual, we have the auditory, we have kinesthetic, olfactory, what we smell, and gustatory. So think about, like, you have all this information, which is 2.3 billions bits per second, 2 million bits per second, depending on who your which reference paper you're referring to. You have the sight, you have the hearing, the what you feel, what you smell, and what you taste. And then from there, it goes to a modeling, a universal modeling. If you are human, you go through these three filters. So you delete, you distort, you generalize uh, information, and then from there you go ahead and run through more filters, what they call the time allocation. There are some things that you can actually talk about at a certain time and location. What may be appropriate at 6 o'clock in a bar or 7 o'clock in a bar p.m. may not be appropriate in your office at 10 o'clock in the morning. And whatever mood, the meta programs and the language and the memories. These are all filters that you filter all this information through. And then we have it creates. So we have this 2.3 million bits of information. It gets condensed into what you call an internal representation of 126 bits per second per chunk. So if you notice, we have 7 numbers or 10 numbers on the telephone. That's how we store our information. And then we got the physiology. If you kind of like hunchback, I mean, get into a depressed physiology. What do you feel in your body, right? So the internal representation and your physiology would create this state of how you feel currently. And then, of course, that affects your behavior, which also affects your results. Now, mind you, we are being of we're actually comprised of what we call neurons, right? So we have neurons all over our body, from the top of our head to the tip of our foot. And each neuron would have a gap there, and information travels like electricity. Everybody is listening. So you would have electricity traveling from your brain all over to the tips of your toes, and everybody's listening to how you feel. So transmitters bathe every single cell in the body. So I would like you to think about this, right? So go ahead and close your eyes for a moment and relax the muscle around your eyes. So they're so relaxed, you can't relax them anymore. And holding on to that relaxation, test them and make sure you can't open them. Now, who has to do all that? Was it me? You did. So The responsibility for change always fall on you, not me. I didn't do anything. I guided you what to do. So, same thing too. When you buy a blender, it, are you going to put it on the shelf or are you going to use it? When you buy a car, do you park it in your garage or do you drive it? And when you go out to dinner, do you just pick out the first facility you're going to see on your way? When you purchase a service, are you going to use it? Or are you just going to buy it and sit in and let it sit on your email box? And when you take a training, you go ahead and, oh, that was nice. And I'm going to go home and let things go on their way. So I would like to talk about the 4 steps of learning anything, right? So there is what they call the unconscious incompetence, something that you haven't really known. Okay, so you don't know what you don't know. You haven't known it yet, so it's unconscious. You really don't know anything. And now that I've told you that there are of these things, suddenly you are conscious, but you don't know what to do yet. That's what they call the conscious incompetence. And then what I'm going to show you in a little while is the conscious competence, how to get rid of those negative emotions. And do you remember the time when you first learned to drive a car, right? You get in, you adjust the seatbelt, making sure that the rear view mirror is correct, and you adjust your seat. There's a lot of different things that you do. And then you get so unconscious that you don't even think about it anymore. You just go ahead and start putting on lipstick or while driving, looking at the compact, the mirror, by the way, compact, and oh, did I put the eyebrows right? No offense to the ladies here. So those are the different 4 steps of learning anything. So your focus, this is a 0 to 100. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on just getting by, or are you trying to go ahead and be as excellent as you can be? So Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. And all learning, all behavior, all change is unconscious. So why does hypnosis work so well? So if you have experienced traditional therapy, it works with the conscious mind. It doesn't work with the unconscious mind. So with hypnosis, it works only with the unconscious mind and doesn't work with the conscious mind, but it's a lot better than just going into therapy. So we're gonna, I think the slide is done here. Okay. So, so now I'm gonna go ahead and introduce techniques that can help manage and release your negative emotions. And this is basically, if you can take a piece of paper and write there, when I am at peace, I will feel, put in put in different feelings there, and I'll give you 2 minutes starting now.
Would share them with the group.
All right, so have you got it? So take a look at your list, right? And then they say that if you kind of like breathe in from the nose and exhale twice as long through your mouth, it's like blowing through a straw, so I breathe in calmness and I breathe out fear. I bring in whatever it is that you wrote there. I am. I breathe in. If you say peace, and I breathe out stress. And you kind of like loosen this part here, and the back of your tongue. If you can like just relax as you breathe in and breathe out. And notice what happens to your body. Okay, so last week I had a 17-year-old young lady who had stress dealing with other people. It was just too much for her. She works at a fast food restaurant. So I kind of like did this technique with her. And at the end, at the finish of the session, she was smiling and she was laughing, and wonderful feeling that is. All right. So that's the thing. So go ahead and write down the emotion that you struggle with on another piece of paper. You can write the emotion that you struggle with and visualize it. Notice it where it is in the body. Write down how you feel. What is the feeling? And try to connect to that time, the very first time you actually encounter that. Who do you see? What did you hear? What are the different smells? And just kind of like notice that, take a look at that person from above, where you don't feel any feelings at all. Just noticing that person down there, feeling those feelings. And then notice what happens. So anyway, would you go ahead and type down what you have noticed, and Cherise may probably read those. I don't have a way to.
Yeah. Okay. So Sylvia said, responsibility is always our own responsibility.
Yes, it is.
Which is like true, but also kind of makes your head go like, oh yeah, I'm responsible for being responsible for myself, right? But yeah, I don't have any responses for the writing part yet here. So
Yeah. So does this help? Is this helpful? Okay, so anyway, so this is the end of my topic. I'm gonna go ahead and if go ahead and continue writing. Right. Another thing too, there is that time in the morning. By the way, this is very important. By the way, okay. Keep a notebook by your bed, and just the very moment when you wake up, you're in that different state. That you're kind of like dreaming, but you're kind of like awake. And dump. When I say dump, do a unconscious dump. What is it that you have dreamt? What are the different things that you think you needed to do this today, right? And if you had to kind of like look at Facebook or whatever it is that you do in the morning, stop writing and just let it go and put it on the following day. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the on the group. And once again, I am Roselito, and thank you so much for having me, Cherise.
Absolutely. And where can they find you if they have more questions or if they want to have a conversation? We've got
yeah.
Right?
Yes, I have a Tidycal link.
That one right there. There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can go ahead and reach me. I'm on Facebook as well. So I would love to talk to you if you are struggling with something, right? And let's get you out of that.
Darn tootin'. Let's get you out of that and into confident, strong, happy, healthy, comfortable, taking responsibility and doing all the joyful things that connect us better with spirit. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you, Roselito.
Thank you so for having me.
Okay. We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.